Hey guys, we're still working with graphing motion, but now we're going over speed and time graphs, different from distance time graphs. So we'll be able to interpret a graph like this and be able to describe its motion. Speed time graphs are also called velocity time graphs. So if you see these two names, they just mean the same thing. So they look like distance time graphs, but you have to really look at the labels, look at your what's on the x and the y-axis to not get them confused. Time is still plotted on the x-axis, and speed and velocity is plotted on the y-axis. So speed in this speed time graph, I noticed that as time goes by, the speed is constant. It is staying the same. It's not changing over time. So that means that whatever speed it is, it could be 10 meters per second. Okay, well, I'm staying at that same speed the entire time. I'm constant. Now, this is different from a distance time graph, and I'm going to draw that over here. If I had a distance time graph, as time goes by, my distance is the same. So here it's not moving, it's not doing anything. That's for a distance time graph. But with a speed time graph, I am moving, but I'm moving at a constant speed. That's why it's very important to read your axes. In the speed time graph here, this is showing acceleration because I'm going from, let's say, 0 speed to 100, 0 to 100. So I'm increasing my speed. I am accelerating. And so this is different from a distance time graph where acceleration was a curved path like this. And it was curved because you start from a certain distance and you start increasing distance gradually. Here we don't deal with that. It's just speed and time. So I'm just increasing speed. So that is accelerating. Here this graph shows decreasing speed, and that makes sense. Let's say we start from 100 and go back to 0. Okay, we're decelerating, we're decreasing speed. If you remember from a distance time graph, when I have a line like this means that I'm going from, let's say, 100 meters to 0 meters. I'm going back to start. So there are major differences here. That's why it's very important to read your axes. In a speed time graph, we also have steeper lines. This steeper line just means that I'm going at a faster speed, and that makes sense because this object, whatever it was able to reach that same distance in a shorter amount of time. Here, same distance, but it is taking way longer. So that means that our solid line here is slower, has slower speed. And so the dashed line shows a greater acceleration. So speed time graph shows how the speed of a moving object changes with time. And so the main three components of this is that the steeper the graph, the greater the acceleration. A horizontal line means that it's moving at a constant speed. Please make sure that you review that concept. That is different from a distance time graph. A downward sloping line means that the object is slowing down. Here's another main distinction between speed time and distance time graph. So now we'll be able to interpret graphs with speed and time. So for example, you might want to color code this on your graphs. Is we have a steady acceleration here. So it's steadily increasing with speed. A horizontal line here, oops, I'm using a different color, means that I'm still moving, but I'm going at a steady speed. I'm going at the same speed as time goes by. It does not mean that I'm stopped. It means that I'm moving at that speed. Gradual acceleration again. Let me use a different color. We're gradually accelerating. Now a line that goes back like this does not mean that I'm going back to the beginning. It means that I'm just decelerating. I'm decreasing speed.